I want to talk about the amount of shoulder rotation you get during a windshield wiper forehand, because you're going to turn a little bit more on a windshield wiper than you would on a classic forehand. And one of the reasons for that extra shoulder turn is that it allows you to decelerate the racket smoothly. On my classic forehand, which is over to my right, when I hit, I bring the racket up over my shoulder. And because the racket is over my shoulder, it can get behind me and it gives me a decent amount of time to slow the racket down. But on the windshield wiper, if I hit and then I stop rotating, the racket and my arm are going to run into me, into my body, because I'm turning over and finishing low. So what I need to do, my windshield wiper is over to my left here, is continue my upper body rotation and get my racket to my other side, my right side in this case, since I'm a lefty. And because the racket is off to my side, I can get it behind me and give myself more time to decelerate the racket. So if we now clip to the side view, again, same split screen relationship. On the classic forehand, the racket comes up over my shoulder and it gets behind me, so I can decelerate it without having to turn because the racket is over my shoulder. But on the windshield wiper, again, as I hit and follow through, I need to continue rotating so I get my racket and my arm to my side and give myself more time and space to decelerate the tennis racket smoothly. One final point I want to make about the windshield wiper forehand is that you can still hit this shot if you are unable to continue your shoulder rotation, but you have to change your follow through and hit what's called a reverse forehand. You're probably familiar with it because Nadal hits it all the time. What happens is the mechanics of the shot are the same as you swing up and make contact, but then as you follow through, instead of turning over, the racket's going to release over your head, and that will give you some space and some extra time to decelerate the racket and, again, not force you to essentially hit yourself and have an uncomfortable follow through. Behind me here, we've got a clip of me hitting a reverse forehand. And as I come out and hit, again, because I can't rotate, my footwork in this case has prevented me from positioning myself in a way that allows me to continue my rotation. As I follow through, instead of turning over, the racket releases over my head, and that's going to give me, like I had just said, more time and more space to decelerate the racket smoothly. Oh.